Hey everybody, welcome to Greg's Beer Reviews number 1600. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Oh yeah. Hey guys, welcome to Greg's Beer Reviews review number 1600. Guys, I wanted to pick a special beer, and I've had several of these Eclipse 50/50 beers in the past that the guys have sent me. Dave sent me a couple of them, and they're usually freaking awesome. They're a little on the boozier side, some of them. This one's only a 9.5%er, and they've done these series, and they use different color wax. Well, they've done so damn many of them now. Beer Advocate and Rate Beer aren't listing the wax colors. They just say Pappy Van Winkle barrel or Brandy barrel or this, Four Roses or whatever. And you got to decipher which one you got by the color of the wax because it's not written on the freaking bottle. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, they make some tasty stuff, but they need to take an extra step and give a little more information of what you're buying. I didn't buy this beer. Ewan sent it to me, and I considered it a special beer because I've had some of the others, and I know how damn tasty they were. Some of these bottles are real freaking expensive, guys. I'm thinking Dave told me that these things go for between $28 and $32 a bomber. That just blows me away that somebody would pay that kind of money. Well, of course, I can't say that, and I got 6 utopias up there. So it all depends, what blows your hair back or your socks off or whatever. But I do appreciate Ewan sending this to me. Him and his brother gathered up some beers and sent to me several months ago. And this is what we're going to do for Beer Review 1600. I tried to figure out on Rate Beer and Beer Advocate which one I had in my hands. And the wax is either a purple or a black, but I cannot tell. It looks purple to me, but I'm not sure. This, according to the bottle here, this is a 9.5%er. And it's written, the writing on the bottle is in purple here beside the Eclipse. And it says aged in oak barrels. And right here on the side of the label, it says BR and then in the little slash 2. So I don't know if it's bottle number 2, the second bottle that come off of there or not. And underneath there, it's got the year of 2012. Well, everything that I searched with that's got this color purple wax on it was done in 2010 and 2011. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at when I look at Rate Beer and Beer Advocate. So we're going to play it by ear on this one. I'm going to tell you what I think, but I'm probably not going to give you any ratings from either one of them because I don't know which one I'm looking at or drinking. It looks purple to me on the wax, but I looked down at the ABV on both sites, and some of them are 11s and 10s and 9s. This was the only one that I seen, other than the Four Roses, that had the 9.5%. But it's got a different year on it. So I'm not sure, guys. So I'm going to tell you what I think about the beer, and I'm not going to tell you what they think about it, because I'm not sure I'm reading you the right information. I just don't know. They're judging everything by the color of the damn cap, so not a fan of that. They need to give us that information written on the side of the bottle. Pappy Van Winkle and all that. They are putting the year on there, but in a 9.5%er, this beer is going to keep for 10, 15 years or more if you sell it correctly. So let's get on with this one. I don't want it to be a 20-minute video, even though it is Beer Review 1600. The food pairings for this beer is going to be your typical stouts. It goes well with your chocolate dishes, guys. This is a very strong Imperial Stout. And I don't say it's not 11, 12, or 15%, or even like Avery's 17, 18, 19%. It's a 9.5. So, and if I remember the ones I did that Dave did, man, they were 11%, but they were fairly boozy. They were fairly fresh and fairly boozy. This is a 2012 written on the bottle, and here we are in 2015. So this is at least 2 years old, or a little longer. The food pairing: cheese is buttery brie, Gouda, Havarti, Swiss, and it, like I said, it goes well with your chocolate dishes. The meat is beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glass fired pint, Becker, 9 tumbler, snipped oversized wine glass. Brought out the Duvel glass for this, and like I told you, this beer can be cellared, and it's got this thick, heavy wax on there, which comes off in little bitty pieces usually. My trusty knife. Let's see if I can get this peeled off without slicing my damn hand wide open. And to me, as I told y'all when I did the reviews that Dave sent me on these beers, to me, this wax coating, it's just another way for them to charge you more money for the beer to make it look more impressive. And these, like I said, this coming off in little bitty pieces, so I'm not going to go through this. We're going to cut it at underneath the cap. And see if I can peel it off this way. I mean, who wants to spend 30 minutes to try to get into the frickin' beer? I don't understand that. I'm not impressed by wax. Or tin foil on top of the beer. I mean, the air's not trying to get in. The beer's trying to get out. It's under pressure. So people say, oh, it keeps the air from getting in. Horse hockey. The beer's trying to get out. It's under pressure. The air is not trying to get in. Did I tell you I hate wax? I do. I hate wax top bottles. Ever figured out that they need to do that or to have their arse kicked? Well, I'm not having any success, so let's see if we can get it off. There we go. You can see little bitty pieces can get down your beer if you're not careful. Not a fan of this wax. The wax job. Alright guys. Let's get it into the glass. I've flapped my gums long enough on this one. Let's go down the center. Alright. Leave some for the other half. I'm sure she'll like to have some of that. And with that aggressive pour, about a finger and a half of head on that. Over into the light. There is none. It is pitch black. I expected it to be. Looks very good in the glass. Let's see what it smells like. And it's just as the other ones that I did from this brewery. The booze is there. I mean, it's there. I mean, it's a good, delicious beer, but the alcohol is not hidden at all. And even this one being 2+ years old, the alcohol is there. I'm getting, I don't want to say bourbon because it doesn't say it's bourbon, but it smells definitely like, smells like bourbon to me. And they put them in all different kinds of barrels. I mean, when I looked on the list there, it must have been 15 different kinds of barrels. So all 15 of them got different color wax on them. I don't see how they can get that many different colors. I mean, that one looks purple, but you could actually say it's black too. I mean, it just depends on the lighting. I'm getting bourbon and roasted malt and some coffee. Did I say alcohol? I believe I did. The alcohol is there, guys. Well, let's give it a taste and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, E1. I appreciate it, buddy. Very nice chocolatey coffee, dark fruit. The The alcohol is there, guys. It's not burning or doing anything crazy, but it's present. It is definitely there. I mean, if I was smelling this blindfolded, I would think this is probably a 12, a 13, maybe even a 14%er with the amount of booziness coming off of it. I mean, a lot of that comes from putting it in these kind of barrels. I mean, if you're putting beer into a bourbon barrel, it's going to smell a little bit like bourbon, and it's going to smell a little boozy, whether it's the alcohol or just the fact of it being in that type of barrel. But I enjoy them, though. I mean, these are pricey bottles. These Eclipse 50/50 Imperial Stouts are not cheap. Not cheap at all. Even though this one's right out of the fridge, it's only been in the fridge about an hour or two. I just stuck it in the fridge when I came home today just to do Beer Review 1600. So it's not 40 degrees. I'd say it's probably around 60 degrees. Maybe even 65. It's just barely got a chill on it. But it's damn tasty. I really enjoyed these barrel, bourbon barrel, or whatever barrel. It says oak on the bottle, but bourbon barrels are made out of oak. So, I mean, it's definitely got a really pleasant taste. So let's let it warm up just a little bit more and pour a glass for her, and I'll come back and do this. But this is Beer Reviews 1600, and this is a damn tasty Imperial Stout. Very pricey one, I'm sure. Anyone, you might put in the comments how much this bottle costs. These beers are not available here, and I'd probably, if they were available here, I'd have a hard time chucking out $30 for a bomber. I really would. I mean, for me to spend that kind of money, that would probably go in the fridge downstairs and be down there for 10 or 15 years before I would, and it would definitely be a special occasion before I would crack the top on something that expensive. So that's why the 6 Utopias are still in there, uncracked. Once I pay that kind of money for a beer like that, it's definitely going to be a very special occasion before they get the top cracked on them. But I'll be right back and we'll do the final chug and grade on this one, guys. Thanks for stopping by Beer Review 1600. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little bit left here. Been sipping on this and smoking a nice cigar to go with this. This is a very, very, very tasty beer. It is slightly on the boozy side, and the two that Dave sent me, I think it was Elijah Craig and one of the other ones they did. And then, like I said, they do different color wax on each one of these different versions. So, and they used to list them by the years and stuff on Rate Beer and Beer Advocate by what color wax it is, but they don't anymore. They're all, and then they've done so many of them, there's like 15 or so of them in there, and they don't tell you what color the wax is. And a lot of them are 11% or 10% or 9 or 9.5. And I tried to figure out what I had in my hands here, and I could not. I mean, from the color of the wax, which is either black or dark purple, and by the year on the bottle, which is 2012, I couldn't figure it out. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. They've done that many different versions with different colored wax. So I'm not going to go to a Beer Advocate or Rate Beer, because most of their ratings are pretty impressive on these styles of beer anyway, and I can see why. This is a very, very tasty beer, but it is boozy. That's the only drawback to this beer, that it is a boozy beer. It's not going to burn your throat or do anything like that, but the alcohol is not hidden. It is there. Like I said, there's just as much alcohol in this beer as far as the aroma and the taste as it is some of those Avery beers that are 17, 18, 19%. So it's not that I don't care for the beers being a little boozy like this, but to me it seems like for a 9.5%er, I've had 9.5%ers that you couldn't taste the booziness at all. So I'm not mealy mouthing the guys there at 50/50 on the Eclipse series of beers, but it is a little on the boozier side for a 9.5%er. but I still enjoy this. I don't get a whole lot of bourbon barrel aged beers because they are a little pricey. A lot of you guys that send me these beers, Parrish and Dave and Nate and a lot of you others that contact me want to send me the beers to review. I do appreciate that, but I think these guys here do a well-made beer, but I just don't think, in my opinion, it's just in my opinion, that a beer like this, that it's worth $30 a bottle for a 22-ounce bomber. It's just my opinion. I mean, if you got you got deep pockets and money to blow, I mean, you can spend $30 for a 22-ounce. I mean, that's, I guess, rather pricey per ounce for a bottle of beer when you can buy a beer like this that's bourbon barrel aged for around between $10 and $15. You know, less than half price of what you're going to pay for something like this. But anyway, that's another story. It's a very delicious beer, guys. Let's do the final chug. Rich roasted malt, chocolate, a little bit of coffee, dark fruit, plums, dates, raisins, figs, licorice, a little bit of tobacco in there. It's got a lot of stuff going on. A prime candidate, especially if you're going to pay big bucks like these beers cost, to celebrate for a special occasion 5, 10, 15 years down the road. Or if you want to grab one and do it within a year of buying it, that's good too, and celebrate with some friends or family, whatever you like to do. But I just think this beer is a little pricey for what you're getting. That's what I'm getting at on this, guys. There are bourbon barrel aged beers that are just as tasty, that are half of this or a little less. But anyway, very tasty. Ewan, thanks again for sending this one to me. This is Beer Review 1600. Very, very tasty. I told you guys I wasn't going to go to rate beer out because I really don't know what I've got in my hands here. There are just so many different ones, and what I have written on the bottle and what they've got written on the websites don't match. So, but anyway, I think this is a very tasty beer. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Other than the slight booziness to it and the confusingness of all the different wax tops that are available from these guys now, and listing on rate beer and stuff, the dark purple, maroon, black. I mean, it starts to get confusing. They've done so many different ones and different kinds of barrels that it is confusing now. So I think it's an A beer. It's a 9 out of 10 for me, guys. If it wasn't for it to be a little on the boozy side for a 9.5, I'd probably give it to 10 if I could get a clear information of what I'm actually drinking. So I couldn't figure it out between Rate Beer and Beer Advocate. So I'm just giving you my rating on this. It's 9 out of 10 on this, but it is a pricey beer, I'm sure. I did not pay for it, but I think most people that can get their hands on these are going to pay a pretty penny for them. But they're tasty. They are tasty. So we're going to leave it at that, guys. Thanks for watching Beer Review 1600. And come on back tomorrow for 1601. We're going to take that walk and see what's in the fridge. See you then.